Hi, everybody. My name is Ruham Manzoor. I'm the managing partner of Maces. I'm really, really excited and happy to come back to you guys with another study abroad with Maces session, and this time with one of our partners, Kaplan. And Kaplan, actually, we go quite a few years back, and they're one of the largest pathway providers in the world with partnerships with lots of universities. But I will not be introducing Kaplan. I will ask my colleague and friend Bhagyashree Sharma to introduce herself. She's the marketing manager of Kaplan US. So she looks after the US partners, but I guess she can introduce herself and the other partners as well, right?
Sure. Thank you so much, Roham. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Such a pleasure. Very good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. So, my name is Bhagyashree. As Roham shared, I'm the market manager for Indian subcontinent. I'm based out of Delhi. Currently in Delhi, too much winter, I won't say, but the cool has started and I feel good. You can see from my smile as well. I work with Kaplan. Kaplan is a leading global provider for pathway education. We offer a lot of study options. We have tie-ups with over 40 universities from across US, UK, Australia. With US, we have partnerships with more than 4 universities that we are working with currently. Hopefully, when I'll start my presentation, I'll be talking to you in detail about the same.
So basically, Bhagyashree, you are, representing, like you're in the India office, right? Which is in Delhi.
Yes, absolutely. So Kaplan has offices in Delhi, in Dubai,
I
in
guess the whole world.
UK. Yeah, of course, you name it, we have it definitely. So yeah, I'm based out of Delhi. We have our offices in Delhi itself. We have admissions team there. In the team, we have marketing team sitting out the same. We have market managers in the other regions of the India as well. So we have people in south, people in down north, west. So we have people everywhere.
So in the US, like your partners are, what are they? You know,
Yeah, sure. We are partnered with Arizona State University, which comes in top 108 universities in the world. Then we have Pace University, which is in New York. We have Simmons University, another great undergraduate school in Boston. We have University of Connecticut, which is called as Public Ivy League school as well in India. So we are, and right now we have Northeastern University as well.
awesome. So, I mean, obviously, the way we have designed this is Bhagyashree is going to go through some of the university options through Kaplan US. So basically, when students apply to these universities through MACES, they apply directly to these universities. So even though Kaplan is known as a pathway provider for the US partnerships, these are direct entry, and students are eligible for all the scholarships that a direct Kaplan student would enjoy. So basically, Kaplan runs the international recruitment office for these universities in the world. So it's really, really a good, advantageous position, and especially considering the rankings and the level of these universities, our students find it really, really a good choice. Especially when you look at the cost of studies, the entry requirements, and the scholarships. And the best thing about these university choices is, like in many other U.S. universities, you don't know like what kind of scholarships you're gonna get. But most of these universities, there are set criteria, and then once you meet it, there is a high chance of getting those scholarships. So that is really, really attractive as well. So we are really, really looking forward to the presentation. After the presentation, which should be around 15 minutes or so, we will open the floor for some questions. So please do bring your questions, whatever you have, and hopefully Bhagyashree will be able to answer that. Now, once you're done, if you want to apply, please do get in touch with us. I mean, if you're watching us on Facebook, please send us a message. You can email us at mail@macesbd.com. You can call our offices at 017-556-60012. And you can go to our website and fill up an inquiry form if you go to www.macesbd.com. Without any further ado, Bhageshri, I will request you to take this forward and perhaps show them why your partners are such great choices.
Of course. Thank you so much, Rohan, once again. I'm going to skip the introduction part. I did that already. Yeah, so this was something that I was talking about, wherein if you'll see it's the US map, you'll be see we have Arizona State University here. Then we have Pace University in New York. We have two campuses there, one in Manhattan, which is in the main city, and in Westchester as well. Then we have University of Connecticut here, and we have Simmons University in Massachusetts and Boston. Want to talk about initially first about the Arizona State University. It's in Phoenix, which is the fifth largest city in the USA. One of the fastest growing city in the US. If you'll see, Phoenix is definitely the fastest growing one with the 10-year population growth as well. Called as sunniest major city in the world as well. It's in home to 4 Fortune 500 companies and 13 Fortune 1000 companies. I've been myself there to Arizona as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful location. Especially people from India, Bangladesh, they really love that place. Weather has cannot be an issue at all for them. It's never too cold, never too hot that you won't be able to bear the temperature there. Very, very close to California, if you'll see the map as well, which again opens a lot of job and internship opportunities for the student as well, especially if students from the IT background. They can definitely consider going to Arizona State University. The flight timings from San Francisco is only 2 hours, LA from 1.5 hours, and Las Vegas, which is another attraction for a lot of students and people there, it's a 1 hour flight from there.
And I'll tell you, Bhageshri, because sorry to interrupt you during your presentation, but I was actually lucky enough to be visiting the campus as well. And also, we did a road trip the year before across the West Coast. So Arizona is home to some of the biggest wonders of the world. There is the Grand Canyon. There is the it's called the Horseshoe Bend. It looks like a horseshoe. It's part of the Grand Canyon as well. There are many Antelope Canyon, the caves. I mean, it is a fantastic, like visually stunning place. And also, again, very close to Las Vegas. So we're not in any way encouraging our students to go party in Las Vegas. But what happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. Sorry, I'll let you continue.
Sure. With respect to the available programs that we have, Arizona have definitely 400 plus majors available with them. You name it, and the program is definitely available there. We have School of Engineering, wherein we have computer science, computer engineering, software engineering, mechanical, electrical, management of technology, another famous program which is there. We have WP Carey School of Business, which comes in top 30 schools in USA. We have all the majors, business analytics, MBA, management, MIM, another popular programs which are there. We have Institute of Art and Design. We have College of Liberal Art and Sciences. We have Thunderbird School of Global Management, which has #1 master's program in the management in the whole US. And we do have masters in global management program there with around 16 concentrations, and those 3 programs are STEM designated as well. We have masters in global management in data science program, which is another a newer program to a lot of US universities. Definitely never seen an amalgamation of the management and data science program as a one, and ASU does offer this program with them. In terms of ranking, if you will see, undergraduate business program comes in top 24 schools in USA. Engineering, and again, top 42 schools in USA. With business master's program comes in top 30 schools in USA. Business analytics program comes in top 7 schools in USA in the whole thing. And in fact, we are very proud that 79 Arizona State University degree programs were ranked in top 25 universities in the US, including 13 in the top 10. So it's a great school to be in. Without delaying, moving on to the entry requirements that we have. So for the first year, we do not need SAT at all. SAT has been definitely waived off for all the undergraduate students. We do not need any kind of SOP, letter of recommendations as well. You will be purely judged, purely assessed on the basis of your academics and your English proficiency test scores. So, with respect to GPA, we need minimum 3.0. With TOEFL, we need minimum 60. IELTS, we need minimum 6.0 bands. And we do accept Duolingo as well. I mean, from pandemic, we have started accepting this score. It's an online exam, so you can definitely go ahead and take this exams also. With respect to graduate entry requirements, with academics, minimum again 3 GPA, TOEFL minimum 80, IELTS minimum 6.5. With respect to computer science and WP Carey School of Business, along with Thunderbird School of Global Management as well, we do need GRE, and it's a mandatory score requirement. No waiver has been provided to the students for the coming fall 22 intake as well. So you need to have GRE for all the majors which are under Thunderbird School, WP Carey School, and for Masters in Computer Science as well. Other than that, we have a couple of GRE waivers available for programs like industrial engineering, mechanical engineering. That is definitely not there. Information technology GRE has been waived off right now. So if you are considering for those options, you can definitely go ahead with the same. We do have a lot of scholarship opportunities available at the undergrad and grad level as well. For all the students, you need not to submit any separate applications for the scholarship. The same application will be considered. You just need to apply for the same. The application will be automatically considered for the scholarship. We have range available up to $14,500 for undergrad students, up to $10,000 for the grad students. Once you submit an application, the admissions will assess the same, and you will get to know once your admission, you will be assessed and you will be provided an admission offer from the university. In terms of cost structure, undergraduate degree is going to cost you around $30,000 approximately each year. The I-20 amount is around $55,000. The tuition fees for engineering programs at the master's level is around $55,000 for 2 years. Undergraduate degree at ASU, which is our Lake Havasu campus, will only cost you $10,000 for each year. WP Carey School, the MBA program will cost you $103,000, whereas the other programs like business analytics management will cost you in between $50,000 to $60,000, depending on the program length, if it's from 9 to 12. Moving on to the Pace University, which is another great option that we have in New York. It's a nationally ranked private university. We have two campuses wherein you will be able to have like two lifestyle experience as well. One the campus is in Manhattan, which is like a great city kind of experience. Another one is in Westchester, which is like down south, down the city. You will be able to get to know more once you reach to the campus. We have 60 plus bachelor's and 40 plus master's degree within Pace University. Over and about 14,000 approximately students over the campus. Pace is very, very proud to say that they have, they're 91% of international graduate students who are employed or they have continued their education somewhere. Pace, being in New York, which is the financial capital of the world, provide an excellent opportunities to have if you are looking for internship or job opportunities there. Every year, 500 plus employers hired Pace international students. In fact, at times, if you'll go for the technology programs as well, they completely recruit the overall batches also. In terms of entry requirement at Pace University for bachelor's degree, again, no SAT is required. You will be assessed on the basis of your GPAs, your English proficiency scores. You need to provide SOP, LORs as well to assess you. Pace will always give a holistic approach to the profile, wherein they're going to consider each and everything in it. Master's degree, with bachelor's degree, we need 3 GPA, GMAT or GRE is required. In case if you have 3 years of bachelor's, then you need to provide the same. TOEFL, depending on the degree, but the requirement would be minimum 78 to 100. Cost in terms of the same, the tuition fee will cost you somewhere around $46,000 for the bachelor's degree for a year. Master's program will cost you around $41,000 to $53,000, whereas MBA in Leuven School will cost you around $53,000, and master's degree in other schools will cost you $35,000 to $82,500. PACE is very, very generous in providing the scholarships. There are renewable merit scholarships up to 68% of the undergraduate tuition fee and 25% of the graduate tuition fee. Undergraduate, you will have an opportunity to look up to the scholarship from $11,000 to $25,000 for each year. For grad, you will be able to aim for about $1,500 to $6,000 for each year. So that's the kind of scholarships that they do provide. Another great school that we have is Simmons University. It's a women undergraduate school. You will get a co-ed education if you're looking for grad or PhD programs, but with Kaplan you will be only look for undergraduate. We'll only accept female international applications for Simmons University with Kaplan. As I mentioned, it's a private women-centered undergraduate university where you do have a co-ed grad school. So it's only in the classroom wherein they will be able to find female international students at the undergrad level. But outside the class, if you'll go forward with, the grad school is completely co-ed. The PhD and other schools, it's a complete co-ed grad school then. The university comes in top 133 national university with top 31 schools in USA, which provide the best value of the, so it's kind of best return of investment that you're going to get when you're spending with Simmons University. We have around 50 plus bachelor's major, 10, and then there are about 1,800 undergraduate students with over the campus. Still, the university maintaining student to faculty ratio as 8:1. So you will be able to know that what kind of special kind of experience we give to the students. The faculty student will be able to connect very well. Simmons always have an aim to empower the women leaders for over 120 years, and Simmons is proud to be continuing with the same. In terms of ranking, the university comes in top 3 best universities in Boston, top 3 best women's college in the US, which is there. Now, why you should choose Simmons University? Simmons University have an impressive alumni. If you look for ex-CEO of Young and Rubicam, Princess Srigandrana, that who is from the Thai royal family. She's also graduated from Simmons University. Simmons University also has a group of 5 local colleges, which includes Emmanuel College, MCP Chase University, Massachusetts College of Art and Design, Wentworth Institute. Now, with this, you get a facility to do a cross registration with 1,200 courses and shared use of libraries, fitness facilities, clubs, etc. So, in case if you're not able to find anything in Simmons, you have an opportunity to go with another 4 local colleges which are there, and you will be able to get. You can use the libraries, you can use the fitness facilities, you can even do the cross registration also. Simmons University believe a lot in giving the student real world experience. Our 100% of the student complete their internships, clinicals, fieldwork, or research projects. We also focus on a lot of soft skills development. We do provide courses focusing on leadership, critical thinking, problem solving, which is definitely the demand of the US industry also these days. So you need to have these soft skills within you. We do provide a dual undergraduate degree with Columbia University as well, wherein it's a 5-year program. You're going to earn a Bachelor's of Science 3 years from Simmons University and a Bachelor's of Science in Engineering for the remaining 2 years in Columbia University. You need to meet the Columbia requirement for sure. Right now, you would be only able to choose from the following majors which are mentioned here, which includes biomedical engineering, chemical engineering, electrical engineering, material science, mechanical engineering. With respect to admission details, we need a GPA of minimum 3.0. Again, English proficiency test requirement is there. No SAT required. That's the requirement. In terms of cost structure, the university will cost you around with the tuition fee of $41,000. The another advantage to be a part of Simmons University is that the university provide 50% tuition waiver to the female international students. So the tuition with the scholarship will only cost you around $20,936. Again, room and board can be an option wherein you have to spend around $15,000. for first year, there's a deposit amount also that you need to pay to confirm your acceptance. This is the scholarship that I'm talking about. It's only for the female international students. It's a program that Kaplan and Simmons University combinedly is running for the Women Leadership Scholarship. The scholarship amount is around $80,000, which is spread across for over 5 years. We have high achieving female international students. That's the requirement that we are going to see. And you have to express your interest in the following ways, whether you provide a video of maximum 3 minutes, provide an essay, or you might get an interview option as well with the Simmons. Roham, you got a question here or anything you want to ask?
Yeah, thank you so much for allowing me, Bhageshwari. So the thing is, you said that it's $80,000 over 5 years. Is it 5 years or 4 years?
4 years. 4 years.
Sorry. Okay, so it's $20,000 per year. Thank you. So I just wanted to, because didn't want to confuse. And of course, we have a little bit more question, but let's finish the presentation first, and then we'll get back to you.
Sure, of course. That was all, Roham, from my side. I'm happy to take any questions if a student have.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. I think you covered a lot during the presentation. Because it is one of those things where it might get a little overwhelming because you covered 3 universities and all that, and quite detailed. But I wanted to summarize it for our audience, and you can also kind of let me know if I have made any mistakes. So first of all, you talked about Arizona State. So Arizona State is one of the top-ranked public universities in the whole of U.S. Some of the programs in engineering, in biomedical, I think ranks similar to Stanford or MIT levels. In fact, what was that called? The one that is in Moon doing it, or in Mars doing the exploration, is actually developed by ASU. And when we went there, we actually saw it. What was it? Was it the Mars rover or something? I forgot the name.
Something like
Mars
that.
rover.
Yes.
Yeah. So the thing is, the tuition fee for undergraduate is about $33,500. However, if you have a GPA of above 3.5 on a 4.0 scale, then you are eligible to get a 50% scholarship, and you don't need an SATs for that. Is that correct?
Absolutely, Roham, correct. Yeah.
That's awesome. So that's ASU. And of course, they have a lot of master's level courses, but in the master's level, especially in the engineering or in the business school and the computer science school, you need a GRE or a GMAT. However, in the others, other than the business school and the MBA, there are waivers available for GRE, GMAT, right?
Correct.
Now,
yes.
So very quickly, going back to that, as I said, in the undergraduate level, it's actually 31,000, and the scholarship is up to 50%. Like about 17,000 is available, or something, or 15,500, right?
14,500 for this year. Yes.
14,500, so almost 50%. Okay,
Yeah.
so not that great a student. Now, the second option is the Pace University. Now, those of you who don't know, of course, Manhattan is the financial capital in the world. Still, I mean, of course, there are other countries which are giving it its run for its money, but still today, if you're looking into a job in finance or something, Manhattan is the place. And so Pace University, and it shows in their post-graduation employment rate, 91% of the students who graduate get a job when they graduate. And there are lots of job opportunities available. Now, one thing I think was a recurring theme right now, especially in the Western countries and definitely in US, STEM subjects really do excel. So students who do IT, engineering and things, they seem to be employed much faster and at much higher starting salaries than others. But of course, with Pace, even if they have one of the highest finance rankings and the graduate employment rate for finance, and because they're in Manhattan, so of course all the banks are there ready to recruit. The other thing about STEM is that if you graduate with a STEM degree, you have the opportunity to get a 3-year post-study work, like it's called an OPT, optional practical training. And of course, if you're into one of the tech jobs, you have a good opportunity to then get the H1 and all that. Of course, because it's space and because the location of the university itself, there are lots of it is expensive. It's not cheap. So Bhagyashree said, the undergrad tuition fee per year is almost $47,000. However, we have actually had students get like a really good, like we have had students who got even $25,000 scholarships. So that makes it really, really attractive, because you're still looking at $21,000, but it's a money worth spending, because getting jobs after graduation, you're gonna make up for it. Now,
Of course, to add, and
will,
one more thing
yeah,
that I would like to add in, Roham, is that since you're talking about the STEM accredited degree, not a lot of school will have business program as STEM accredited degree, but PACE does have. In fact, the MBA in Business Analytics program, MBA in Information Systems, MBA in Marketing Analytics, MS in Financial Risk Management, MS in Accounting, Marketing Analytics, all these programs are STEM accredited. So you have a business degree with STEM as well. In New York, I don't think so you need anything apart from it.
that's awesome. And the tuition fee seems to be quite reasonable as well, ranging from 41,000 to 53,000 for the whole program. So the whole program
Absolutely.
is it ranges. It of course depends on the number of courses a student takes, but anywhere between 1 year to 2 years. She mentioned the entry requirements. So again, GMAT, GRE, is only required for borderline. Like, so the minimum requirement is a 3.0. Now, if you have a 3.0, you're probably going to need a GRE or a GMAT. But if your GPA is, let's say, 3.5, 3.7, or higher, probably they will waive GRE, GMAT for you. And the scholarships for these programs are based on your application and and your GPA and things like that. So up to I think $7,000, or no, up to $6,000 available for the graduate students. So quite attractive there. Simmons University in Boston actually is a really good kind of private liberal arts college program. Those of you who don't know that, I mean, it is like a really, really attractive program for inducing. So the way liberal arts programs work in the US is, you have about 15, anywhere between 10 to 20 students per class. So really small class sizes, and people learn by discussing. It's like an experiential learning experience rather than somebody talking and somebody listening. And what it allows people to do is they then become the leaders of the world. They become the CEOs. They then, of course, I mean, they do grad schools and whatnot. So it's a really, really, for example, I have 3 kids, and I probably they will go into liberal arts colleges, because those are really, really, I mean, where their mind can really develop. However, because of the way that liberal arts programs are developed, and because of the cost structure, it is a little bit more expensive. But you get what you pay for, and also because they want to increase and encourage diversity, there are lots of scholarships available. And as Bhagyashree mentioned, up to $20,900 scholarship are available. So again, a tuition fee becomes about $20,000. But you're living in Boston, so the approximate living expenses that's mentioned here is about $15,900. Keep in mind that obviously when you move out of the dorms and live privately, it depends on you. But that is actually an realistic amount of living expense that you'll be paying to live in a city like Boston. Remember, I mean, it's home for Harvard, MIT, and all those great schools. Was I a good student, Bhagyashree? Did I were I able to say most of the things?
Absolutely, absolutely, without any doubt. You might be
I didn't.
admitted
By
to
the way,
all
those
these
of you
three
who don't know, I didn't give her a
universities.
choice. She has to say really good marks for me. We have some questions coming in, Bhagishri. So, Zannat Mehta asked, "Will I get direct entry scholarship with UK lower second class in bachelor degree? And also, do I need to sit for IELTS as my degree was from UK?" So with UK, lower second class means, the percentage is between 50 to 55%. Um, Upper second class is 55 to, or sometimes 60% and up. And then of course, first class is 70%. What's your thoughts on that?
Sure. So as I mentioned in all my presentation as well, that all the three universities, so PACE and Arizona would be the one offering the master's program, and they both the universities provide gives a holistic approach to the profile, wherein they don't have any minimum score requirements. You and I will never be able to calculate the kind of how they do the GPA calculations. It's totally up to the admissions team, but worth definitely applying to the university. Um, Only the GPA are not the decision makers. You'll definitely provide a strong SOP. If you're applying for programs like computer science or anything, you need to provide your GRE scores as well into the same. So that will also play a role. Now, saying that you did your bachelor's from IELTS, so English proficiency would be required. I would definitely say that you should go ahead and take the exam, because I mean, there's no as such waiver that has been provided that if you are doing it from UK, then you don't have to take the exam of yet. So you should take it.
One thing I would like to add is that, so in most US universities, they make a holistic approach for admissions. So you have to, apply with everything, with your GMAT and everything, and then see how it takes you. Now, um, and this is true what Vagesh said, that I work with a lot of universities, and what I see is they have a way of assessing GPAs. It doesn't necessarily translate apples to apples. So they do their own kind of permutation based on the university and things. So it's worth it to apply. Now, one thing I would probably, I'm not going to say contradict what Bhageshri said, but in many cases, I have seen, if you get an undergraduate degree from a country that is English speaking and the degree is in English, so English waiver is provided. Having said that, if you have an undergraduate degree from a country like UK, your IELTS score is going to be high anyway. I mean, it's but a lot of universities will not require you to do it because you have a previous degree. Now, and the reason I say that is because I applied to a lot of universities. I did my undergrad from the US, and I did my TOEFL before going, but after that I never had to do it again. Now, another question is, could you talk about the minimum requirements for MBA programs in one of the partner universities? When it comes to scholarship requirements, could you talk about that again? So, I mean, Bhageshri, I mean, you want to take this one?
Of course. Now, with respect to the minimum MBA requirements, with Arizona, GRE or GMAT score is definitely a mandatory one. But if you have 4 years of bachelor's, then Pace University does not require the GRE or GMAT. So both the options are available. Along with that, you will be assessed on your English proficiency test score. So if you are planning to take IELTS, minimum 6.5 bands is required. No sub score requirement. I'm just talking about the overall score. If you're planning to take TOEFL, minimum 80 is required. If you are planning to take Duolingo, minimum 110 is something that we're going to see at. And apart from that, you will also be assessed on your SOP, letter of recommendations. Um, Arizona will look for 2 years of work experience as well. If you're applying for MBA, if you don't have work experience, it's better applying to masters in management program. That's a safer option for you. For scholarships, ASU is definitely a competitive one when it comes to scholarship. Minimum 8.8 CGPA or 88% is something that you should have in your bachelor's to at least look for merit based scholarships. PACE doesn't have any kind of minimum score requirements in terms of getting the scholarship. And all these scholarships and things, I'm just talking about the merit based one. There are other opportunities always available over the campus wherein you can work on campus. You can look for GATRAs from second semester to apply to. You can work under faculty, work as student ambassadors. So plenty of opportunities available there as well. I won't say that you will be able to kind of waive off your whole tuition fee, but it actually saves a lot of your other expenses that you're going to have in your US.
Excellent. So the other question that came is about pharmacy. Do you offer masters in pharmacy in your partner universities?
We do have masters in pharmaceutical studies in Arizona State University. Absolutely. In terms of requirement, again, no GRE GMAT required. You will be assessed on the basis of your English proficiency, academics, SOP, and LORs that you need to submit.
So what is the GPA requirement you mentioned was 3.2 or
Three
something?
GPA.
Three GPA.
3.2
So as
for
long as
only
you have
for
that.
computer science.
So is it the M-Pharm program? So they don't have to do PCAT or anything like that?
It's MS in pharmaceutical study. Yeah, no PCAT and anything required.
Okay. So it's not the clinical pharmacy program like the M-Pharm program, which is actually a highly regulated program in the US. However, this is master's in pharmaceutical studies. So I guess, after doing that, you can get into PhD research and things like that. So it is a very attractive degree, but it's
Correct.
not the clinical pharmacy program. Just I don't want to mislead anybody. So, the clinical program, you have to have an undergraduate degree from a US and be SAT, and then you get into that. And it's like a 7-year program, so highly regulated, very, very expensive as well. So the other question is for Pathway, where will be the classes held in the main campus? So I guess we didn't talk about the pathway much. The pathway for Kaplan is English pathway. So most of the students from Bangladesh will be going into direct entry. So it's not a pathway method, just to let you know, right? Did I overstep?
Yes. Even if there would be pathway offered to you at the undergraduate level, and if you're interested towards the same, it will be at the main campus only. Pathways at, I guess the student might be confused with the UK Kaplan pathways that happens at the
Right.
Kaplan colleges in UK. With US, it will happen at the main campus only.
Right. So this is a tough one. Okay. So this is asked by Tiasha. She asks, can I apply for master's in USA? My bachelor's is completed from National University. Now, for you, I just wanted to explain National University is like an open university in Bangladesh. So students don't go to regular classes. However, Tiasha, if you could answer, because National University, it depends on your GPA, obviously, but it also depends on when you graduated, because there used to be that National University bachelor's degree was 2 years, then it became 3 years, and now it's 4 years. So if you have a 4 years, then you should be able to apply as long as you meet the other entry requirements, right?
Correct. And Roham, till the time it's an accredited university, ASU pays have no issues at all. It should be an accredited one. Whether the student did off campus or online, we don't have an issue. I mean, the
Doesn't
student should
matter.
be able to
So
provide the transcripts and
that
everything.
is exactly. So Tiasha, as long as it's a 4-year degree and your GPA minimum requirement is met, and provided the university doesn't require GRE GMAT, you should be okay. However, remember with the English, you either need to have a Pearson test of English or IELTS, or I actually encourage a lot of people to apply through the Pearson test of English, because one is that it is held every day, so you don't have to wait to Saturday to give the exam. And the second is the results. Sometimes I've seen the fastest result come out in 5 hours. So, you get a result very quickly as well. Could you mention the accepted gap year? So what I guess she means is, if a student has a gap year, is that a problem?
Not at all. Till the time you're able. Now, again, gap does that mean it is after your bachelor's or after your 12th, or does that mean it's between the education that you are completing? If it is during your education due to some medical reasons or any personal reasons, you should be able to explain the same probably in your SOPs, or just write a draft for the university to understand why there is a gap. Till the time university felt it's a genuine gap. US university doesn't have issues at all, at all.
And one thing is that I wanted to mention here is with regards to gaps, especially it is really so there. So the way to answer it is there should not be unexplained gaps. For example, if
Okay.
you're just sitting around, let's say you have done your O levels, and then it took you 7 years to do your A levels, which is normally a 2 year program. So you need to be able to explain what happened. Now, a lot of people, even in the Western countries, take gap years after their high school. They either travel the world or do something, do some internship, do Peace Corps. So, if you have something like that, it's absolutely fine. If you're doing for masters, for example, normally, I still haven't done my masters. I mean, it's a little embarrassing. I did my undergrad about 21 years ago, but I still haven't done my master's. I guess I never needed it. Now, the thing is, if I went for a master's right now, then I have a 21-year gap. But I can actually categorically show that I was working in development and banking and then, through Mason. So as long as I can show it, there's no problem. Nobody has any problem with gaps. But the challenge is a lot of times to show that gap. Usually, how much scholarship-based university offers for undergraduate applications?
The maximum amount available is to 11,000, minimum 11,000 to maximum $25,000 for each year. Pace is very, very generous in giving the scholarship. We have seen a couple of applicants getting $30,000 for each year as well, which then cost them only $15,000 for each year as their tuition fees. So once you apply, Pace, I mean, and again, there's no separate application required for the same, or to submit any kind of separate documentation as well. In the same SOP, same LOR, same academics, your English proficiency test scores will be considered for it.
And so the thing is, it's really attractive because one, I remember in that presentation. Sorry, I keep going back to your slide, and I have now full control of Bhagyashree's computer. So I have usurped, which actually she can take away. But anyway, so what I wanted to mention is that 99.5% of undergraduate international students receive some form of financial, some form of scholarship, which is really, really attractive. So if you apply, if you are accepted, there is a very high possibility you're going to get a scholarship. And really, I'll tell you, some of the students that we have sent, the kind of scholarships they get is really, really encouraging. So if you have a good O-level grade, if you have a decent AS grades, please apply. I mean, if you have a really good A-level grades, you might even get, like, as she said, $30,000. Is there any application deadline for the master's program in these universities?
When you apply through Macy's, and Macy's again, send the application to Kaplan, you do get extended deadlines till next year. Let's say May 15 is what we are targeting. Now, you really need to understand the US universities concept as well. With Arizona State universities, it takes around 4 to 6 weeks to get the decision for the master's applications. For undergrad, it only takes 2 to 3 weeks. You also need to understand that as well, that when you apply early, the faculty doesn't have that kind of workload on them, wherein they're just churning the applications just on the basis of anything. Give the
On
faculty
their
and
academics,
your,
obviously.
yeah, and yourself as well, ample amount of time wherein you kind of plan things accordingly. So let's say if you apply now, have your admission offers, let's say maximum by February mid or end, then you will also have time to apply for the I-20, to arrange your finances also. PACE will be only able to give you the decision within 2 to 3 weeks. They are a little bit of earlier in that time. But if you're applying to ASU, you need to give yourself and ASU a lot of time, of course.
And
And
Jenny, like one thing is that U.S. universities, you want to apply early. Like the decision, like in the UK, the entry criteria is set. Usually, there is an academic tutor or admissions person who, as long as you meet the entry requirement, you get in. With American universities, because it's such a holistic approach, every application is looked at very diligently. It takes time, and sometimes it goes to the faculty, to the academic
department, yeah.
academics who will actually be teaching you. And so 4 to 6 weeks, I think, when she said it is a generous, like it might take even 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks sometimes. So apply as soon as possible, even though there is no deadline suggested as such. Now, this is a credit transfer question. So are credit transfers allowed? And if so, how many, like what is the maximum number of credits that are accepted?
There is no limitations on the same that or anything that has been explained by the university that these number of credits would be transferred. At Arizona State University, if you have completed 24 to 64 credits within your own country, then only you will be considered as a transfer student. Now, again, once you've been admitted to the university, you'll have to arrange a call with the academic advisor, providing your current school transcripts to them. They're going to get back to the faculty and the department to assess how many credits can be transferred. They might ask you to share the syllabus of that particular program or the course description as well that you need to submit. And then they will come back to you, okay, we will be able to transfer these much of credits within
So
within your
basically,
portfolio.
with credit transfers, you need a detailed course syllabus, which needs to be officially sent to them. Also, because it's a matter of course matching, it takes again additional. So even though undergraduate applications are usually quicker, but with credit transfers, it might take additional time. Now, the other thing is that, like for example, if you do, so most universities will require you to finish at least half of the program, which is 2 years or above at the university. Though I have seen sometimes they accept additional credits. So even if you did 70, 80 credits, maybe all your credits have been accepted by the university. But you might still have to do 2 years at the university itself. And remember, if you have D's and E's, probably those credits will not be accepted. But if you have A's and B's, probably they have a higher likelihood of getting accepted, as long as they can match your course with a program in in that university. Now, the one advantage of Bangladeshi universities, Bhagyashree, is that Bangladeshi universities, actually all UGC approved Bangladeshi universities, kind of follow the US curriculum. So they have a 120 to 130 credit program. So this is something that so universities have usually easier time to. Yeah. The last one is actually not a question. I want to give a shout out to my dad. So no matter how old I get, with your parents, you're all still a child. So he diligently watches all the programs and always gives the comments. So Abu,
Thank you so much,
thank
sir.
you for
Thank
that.
you so much.
Um,
Yeah.
he actually lives in Westchester County, so Pace University, one of the campuses is very close to him. Anyway, sorry, that was I kind of just wanted to give a shout out. Bhagyashree, it was an amazing presentation. Thank you so much. You covered so much so quickly, and we had a lot of questions as well. For those of you listening, if the underlying theme is if you want to go to the US, we have some really, really good options. Please do apply as soon as possible. You can reach us on Facebook. You can send us a message here, www.facebook.com/macesbd. You can go to our website, www.macesbd.com, and fill up an inquiry form or send us a message. You can call us at 017-556-60012. You can also email us at mail@macesbd.com. So please reach out. We will take care of you. We will make your applications. We will help you with that process. We will help you with your visa. So we have a very high success rate for most visas, and we're very happy. And we have almost like 200 universities across UK, USA, Canada, Japan, Malaysia, Australia. So hope to see you soon. Bhagyashree, thank you so much once again. And hopefully we will meet again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Rohan. And thanks to everyone who have joined us today. Really, really good questions. And it was a really lovely session. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye for today.